Gadoosh, and welcome back. I am Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming. I have my top 10. These are my top 10 picks, which I think will gain value. I'm speculating. This is all speculation. Nothing is certain. Don't go emptying the piggy banks. No need to smash your brother's piggy bank or take any money out the parent's wallet. We don't need to do any of that stuff just yet. But if I had to maybe throw around, $100 extra bucks or something, these are the cards I would be looking into. And one of the cards on this list, it definitely did jump a lot in price over the past month. Once War of the Spark news came out, there would be 36 Planeswalkers, and you'll understand why I did this in a bit throughout the video. But Moxie Amber decided to take a jump. I was telling patrons to get in on it a few months ago. It was at $6 to $8. Even when it was at $10, I was telling them jump in. This is months before that. No, some people did listen. Some people got it, and it was a big speculation piece. But again, I thought it was like the safest bet. It's a Mox card. Any Mox in history has climbed up in price eventually. Wizards always finds a way. Well, let's get into this discussion here. The top 10 cards that will increase in value. Let's start, no random order, by the way. Now, some are going to be quite obvious, okay? The price that is reflected up there, $3.42, that is demonstrating the market price on TCG Player. So if you're familiar with market price, by all means, there you have it. So, Bad Evil. I like Bad Evil. Bedevil, whatever. It could be Bad Evil. I like Bad Evil. Okay, $3.42. Destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. The first few cards are quite obvious, okay? This card more than likely will jump in price. Am I going to go head over heels and dump a lot of money into this card? No. This is not one that I would get crazy about. But I would expect $3.42. It's not going to maintain that price point for long. It's going to go up a little bit. It should tick up a tiny bit. How much? We are uncertain at this time exactly. The next one we got in our list is Roscas Contempt. Another pretty obvious one, especially if we have planeswalkers the way they say we're having planeswalkers. Just anything that has planeswalker in the text, basically, and can benefit. These are all the obvious ones in the beginning. Roscas Contempt is going to be no different than that. Exile target creature or planeswalker, you gain 2 life. It's a great card. It's down to $8.35. Surprisingly, it's at $8.35. This card was before at around like $10, $12. I remember it as high as $15, $16 during the height of all of its glory. Well, $8.35 sounds really good right now to get in. And I think it has slowly started ticking up again. I think it was at a low of 7 something. But right now would be a great time to maybe pick up a couple copies. Next on our list, we have Big Boy Oath of Teferi. Teferi, however you want to say it, Will Smith wannabe, don't matter to me. $1.79 right now. This card has gone up in price already. $1.79. It was sitting around like 89 cents to about $1, and then the big announcement came. When Oath of Teferi enters the battlefield, exile another target permanent you control. Return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. The big part, you may activate the loyalty abilities of each planeswalkers you control twice each turn rather than only once. Yeah, that's going to be huge, especially if we actually have 36 planeswalkers in this set. Actual type planeswalkers. Like in the text right here, it would read planeswalker. Yes. If that is what's going to happen here, we don't know for certain that it will. We just know there will be 36 planeswalkers appearing in the set. Next, the Immortal Son. This thing has really climbed. I wish I would have got in on this card when it was sitting around $13, $12. I mean, I'm sure it was lower than that. I'm sure at some point it was sitting at 6 or 7. I think that might have been the lowest point ever, though. But now it's at $24.36, and there's a ton of hype around it because players can activate Planeswalker's loyalty abilities. Also, this card's just phenomenal, like in Commander games and whatnot. But when you get this card out in just a regular standard game, if you can drop this card, you're going to change the outcome of the entire game. There's no doubt about it. Like, usually, 9 times out of 10, when I drop the Immortal Son, I win the game. If I can live long enough to get past all the mono blue crap and all the mono red junk and the white weenie of whatever, you know, and some of the control abilities out there, if you can get past all of that mumbo jumbo, you know, playing in rank and whatnot, and you drop an Immortal Son, you basically won the game, son. That's just, or daughter. I don't want to leave you ladies out. But that's usually how it goes, okay? Immortal Son's very powerful. Spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. Creatures you control get +1/+1. And at the beginning of your draw step, draw an additional card. You have advantage across the board with this card. This thing is just a beast. The big one, players can't activate Planeswalker loyalty ability. So right now it's at $24.36. I do expect it to continue to climb up to 30. The foil version of this is currently going for about 75 bucks. Wow. That's a lot of greenage, honestly. I was looking into picking up one, and I was like, that's a little out of my ballpark. You know, I couldn't dive into that one too far. Let's move forward. The Immortal Son, great card. You will see this at 30 bucks very soon. Vraska Golgari Queen. This is at an all-time low. Okay, what $3.99 Vraska Golgari Queen? That is extremely low. I have picked up a few play sets already. This is one I'm putting some money in. I'm betting it's gonna go up. Okay, and why would it not? Let's not forget what its -3 does. Destroy target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. Non-land permanent with converted mana cost 3 or less. Sure, the other abilities aren't so bad, but that -3 is really what we're looking at. Especially with a lot of talk right now that Planeswalkers in this set, let's just say the type is actual Planeswalkers, all 36 of them, which is going to be ridiculous if that's the case. But if all 36 of them are as such, the mana cost on some of these, people are speculating, is going to be 1 or 2. Some 1-drop Planeswalkers, some 2-drop Planeswalkers. That's not insane to think about. I'm sure the abilities on these kind of Planeswalkers will be nerfed. Due, you know, they'll align with their casting costs for the most part. But a 1-2-drop Planeswalker, man, that's pretty scary stuff. Something like Vraska Golgari Queen that could take it out, pretty cool stuff. Especially even the 3-drop Planeswalkers. This is something that can take out Liliana of the Veil. I'm just saying, you got to think about that kind of stuff, you know. But this whole video is more geared towards standard. I don't want to branch out too far and get you guys too confused on where I'm getting my prices and where I'm getting my crazy ideas. But I can definitely see Vraska Golgari Queen going up in price. And also, it's going to be a while before this sucker rotates out. Keep that in mind. Vraska is a definite pickup in my opinion. Next is Moxie Amber. This is the one, baby, hot sauce all over the place. If you did not get onto this spicy meatball, you are definitely missing out, my friends. I got so into this spicy meatball, you know what I did? Besides picking up just a ridiculous amount of them when they were like $6-8, and even up until the point they were like $12-13, and I stopped buying them. I even went out and got myself a playmat because I just like it so much, baby. Moxie Amber. I'm like on the Moxie Amber like team. Like I'm in the background holding up my flag and waving it. Go Moxie Amber. All right. $15.40. Tap it. Add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures and planeswalkers you control. Let's say these are 1, 2-drop, 3-drop planeswalkers. Moxie Amber is going to come in crazy. Some people are even saying I'm one of them. That on the flip side, there may be another Planeswalker. So you can choose which Planeswalker you want to play. It's almost like a duel. You get this Planeswalker or this Planeswalker. It might be some tag team mode. You can switch to the other Planeswalker if you wanted to. I'm not sure exactly how it's going to go out. It's all just talk. I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on this set for sure. But definite Moxie Amber is a card highly speculated. It's going to go up. And it's at $15.40 right now. That's usually for like a lightly played version. Or even like a played version. For near mint, you're looking at about $18 roughly, just so you guys have a heads up. And foils of this, I would know. I probably have about 35 foils of the Moxie Amber, including pre-release. This is one card I invested in. I was buying them at $15-20 a pop. How could I not? Now they're at about 55. Redunculous, guys. But this is one card you can still get in on it. It's up there, but $20 is pretty cheap considering other Moxes that exist out there that are not Moxie Amber. They're worth a lot of money. And yes, some of them are old. I get it, you know, alpha, beta, all that stuff. But even more recent Moxes from recent history, they find a way to make them work. And a lot of people said this card just doesn't have it. It's just not going to do anything. I remember getting into some arguments with people, you know, not even arguments. I mean, an argument's a good thing. You're just stating different points of view, really. But people were like to think, oh, it's not going to do anything. Add 1 mana of any color among legendary creatures and play. It's just the 1 mana. It doesn't do a whole lot. Well, if you can really get this thing broken, and there's going to be some tricky cards in this upcoming War of the Spark set, and Planeswalker at 1-drop, or even hybrid casting cost Planeswalkers or something. I mean, who knows what we're going to see yet. I guarantee whatever we're going to see, though, Moxie Amber is going to benefit huge off of it. And I expect this card to go up to about $30 easily once they start doing spoilers for War of the Spark. Let's move it along, though. Nicole Bolus, the Ravager, he's down to 1625. He is at a low. I actually did pick up a couple copies of this because he's so ridiculously low. It's a 4-drop. He's just powerful. The big thing, yeah, you get an opponent to discard a card. That's great, but you pay the 7 and you exile him, and then you drop this card. Have we all forgotten? All these Planeswalkers are teaming up right now to beat or defeat Nicole Bolus. They are trying to stop him basically from just ending the world or whatever you want to call it. So all of our little friend Planeswalkers here, and look how sweet and innocent Liliana looks. Gosh, she grew up, huh? Unbelievable. Or maybe she got younger. I'm not sure what happened there. Thank you to you over here for saving her. Is that Gideon? Sure is. So draw 2 cards, cool. But the one big ability on this, Nicole Bolus, the artisan, deals 10 damage to any target creature or planeswalker. It's pretty huge. Put target creature or planeswalker card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Dude's got mind control. All right? You know how hard it's going to be for all these planeswalkers to defeat Nicole Bolus? They're all going at it. They need to like summon Urza or something, all right? This thing is powerful. This card is powerful, and they're going to get the right synergy of colors for this card to be in top 8 decks. I'm pretty much thinking, if not top 8 decks, we are going to see some big play from this card. More so than we have even in the past meta. But this upcoming one, hype is real. They printed this card for a reason, and it's not just because Nicole Bolus is cool. It's because Nicole Bolus is awesome, okay? Next to Urza. Let's move on. Helm of the Host, 362. Now, this is where things change up. Let's say these Planeswalkers are not actual Planeswalker-type cards where you have your loyalty abilities. Let's just say they're legendary creatures, but also like a type Planeswalker. A hybrid kind of thing. You see what I'm saying? So it'd be like a legendary creature, basically is what I'm getting at. Helm of the Host would combo nicely with that. I remember when these things were like $1 a pop. I remember when I had them in my common box. Or not, I call it common box. It's a bulk box. But I have them in my rare mythic bulk box, you know. I pulled them out for sure. But Helm of the Host, at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a token that's a copy of equipped creature. Except the token isn't legendary. If equipped creature... Except the token isn't legendary if equipped creature is legendary. That token gains haste. So you can just keep spamming out these tokens, man, you know, like every single turn. Yeah, it's a steep cost to pay, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of control elements coming up in this new meta. I hate to say that, guys. I really do, but it's going to be what it is. And if these Planeswalkers are going to be... If they're Planeswalkers on a card, they're going to be legendary. Unless they, like, take on... I don't know. Do they have, like, another kind of form? I'm not too sure of, like, the whole lore of it all, but... I don't know if they can take on like a human, you know, like and they're kind of demigods right now, right? Well, then they would be like reduced to just humans, mortals, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, if that were to happen, some craziness were to spawn there, then yeah, Helm of the Host, it's definitely going to be a card to keep an eye on. Here's one that's dirt cheap. Get some copies now. Why the heck not? It isn't Dominaria. It's going to rotate out not too long from now. Maybe like, what, 5 months, 6 months, something like that? Someone give me an exact date. I'd appreciate it in the comments. Blackblade Reforge. It's a 2-drop. It's 73 cents right now. If you are Little Billy out there, Little Billy, I highly recommend you just pick up one playset of this, Little Billy. Listen to old Joey Moss, Little Billy, okay? If we're going to get a bunch of sweet legendary cards... that aren't the Planeswalker type, you know? They're actually like sweet legendary Planeswalker cards without the loyalty abilities on them. Not all of them. I'm sure we're going to have some regular base like Planeswalkers, but I'm pretty sure we're going to see legendary Planeswalker cards in creature form as well. Call me crazy. I think it's going to happen though. This card would be beautiful with that. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each land you control. Equip legendary creature, it only costs 3 to do so. This thing can make a legendary Planeswalker an absolute nightmare. You wouldn't want to mess with it. And definitely the price would jump if I'm right about the whole theory that they're not going to have just Planeswalker loyalty ability kind of types. They're going to actually have legendary creature type Planeswalkers. So if that is the case, Black Blade Reforged, it will spike in price. Next we have Lavinia, Zoras Renegade. Yeah, I made a really cool deck around this card, but that aside, that was a special event. Lavinia, I believe, is going to serve a sweet purpose here. She is a very powerful card. Me and this other guy, we were just chatting on Patreon the other night, and I was telling him, he was telling me, actually, he just picked up a bunch of Lavinia. And I told him I just picked up a bunch of Lavinia. Like, we both picked up a bunch of Lavinia. We didn't share information with each other at that point, or until that point, but we both went and got a bunch of Lavinias. I even picked up some of the other kind of editions. They're dirt cheap, though, 51 cents. Why would you not, you know? Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. So that's pretty sweet. You can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater. So like you can't even use like a Moxie Amber in conjunction with this. It wouldn't work. If you tried tapping the Moxie Amber for mana, and they had, like, let's say the spell was 3 to cast, you had a Mox Amber out that was able to tap for 1 and 2 other lands out. The spell costs 3. They're not able to do that. Each opponent can't cast non-creature spells with converted mana cost greater than the number of lands that player controls. They wouldn't be able to do it. You're like a Llanowar Elf and replace the Mox Amber. You wouldn't be able to do it. This card shuts things down. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if no mana was cast to spent to cast it, counter that spell. Lavinia is 51 cents. I'm willing to take the gamble on it. If it jumps to $2, $3, hooray, hurrah. I didn't get a whole bunch from them. I only picked up like 2, 3 play sets, you know, but we picked up a few play sets. It was interesting. Very low risk kind of, you know, endeavor here. But I can see Lavinia jumping in price. I think they're going to get some kind of card that synergizes well with her in War of the Spark, and things are going to get a little out of control. And it's going to be a great, impactful card. Now, here is kind of a goody, crazy theory. A goodie. Here's like the goodie bag. You know, I just threw this in there, okay? Infernal Reckoning. A while, and I probably have about 150 of these now. I for 21 cents, I picked them up at 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 cents a pop. Dirt cheap. It doesn't cost much to get, like, maybe I spent like 30, 40 bucks total, and I got like 150 of them. I mean, pretty ridiculous. Exile target colorless creature. You gain life equal to its power. It's from M19. Have any of you actually taken a moment and just looked at this card? What do you see on this card? You see a big demon, don't you? What else do you see? He's holding an Eldrazi in the grasp of his hand. They're going to need some big stuff to take out Nicole Bolus, man. Is it going to be some Eldrazi's? Are we going to see Eldrazi in this next set? I don't know. That would be insanity. Just imagine Eldrazi's everywhere with Planeswalkers everywhere. This would be the most chaotic set ever. And if it's not this set, it may be the following set. I'm just saying. I think we may. I think we might. I think we're going to see some Eldrazi's rain bloody all over the night. It's a possibility, guys. Let me know what you all think of this one. A lot of crazy thoughts in this video, but you never know, man. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. I want to know what you guys think. These are the top 10 cards that will increase in value. Skadoosh. I'm out the door. Joey Moss signing out.